Right. So if I really had to start from complete zero and make fuck you money day trading in 2026, I definitely could, and it's way simpler than you might think. In fact, I think I might actually start from zero and start a video series showing me doing exactly this. So the truth is that most traders are working hard. It's just in the wrong direction. I'm going to show you what actually does work. I'm Sam, and I've been day trading for over 12 years now, full time, and I teach traders how to actually think like professionals, not like gamblers. This isn't some like buy my course thing. I'm just going to show you some framework that I would use if I had to rebuild completely from scratch starting next year. Um, no magic indicators, no gambling, just logic, risk, and leverage used the right way. So let's break down exactly how to make it real and life changing money in 2026. Most traders fail because they chase hype instead of actual skill. So they follow signals and not the structure, or they'll chase alpha but they'll ignore their own consistency. They think that they need a 90% win rate, which honestly you don't. If you have a risk reward lower than one, then yeah, you definitely do need a higher win rate. You need a math edge using data, and you need to employ risk control. If you can't explain your system in one sentence in trading, then it's quite likely that you don't actually have one. Back when I started, I was actually obsessed with finding what I thought was the secret. And I actually met a day trader. This guy was making easily like 20, $30,000 months on a setup, and the fucking setup looked so simple that I didn't think that any of it was actually real. But the way that he executed it was perfect. So before you start chasing profits, you actually just need one thing, and that's a repeatable edge. So you don't make money from just one trade, you make it from repetition. So your setup itself should trigger just once a day, maximum twice. And I know that that's going to be challenging, especially for scalpers, but I think it's a lot more significant for scalpers because if you're putting in multiple trades in a single day, it becomes much more quicker to blow your actual account. It should have very fixed, understandable rules, and that's your entry, exit, and your risk. That's it. That's all you need. We're not gamblers. You need to think like you're a statistician and you're collecting samples in the market. Every single edge itself is going to have its own variance if it's random. It's not going to be an edge. You need to trade kind of like a casino. You're going to have small edge, but the volume itself is going to be a bit scaled. When I first started my prop firm strategy, which actually passed in 10 days, prior to that, though, when I was building an actual strategy, I think I had 2 or 3 months of red days. And then suddenly the data itself flipped. And I've had consistent data in trading ever since then, including with prop firm challenges. And then there's a lot of fucking rules in that too. And that's what consistency is actually going to look like. But this is where most traders tend to mess up is they find an edge and then they end up destroying it. These are some of the main ways that they do this. So you need to stop trying to over optimize if you're at this point in your trading. Most traders are going to sabotage their own systems, sometimes not even realizing it. So if you're tweaking indicators every single week, constantly trying to improve something, you might even be profitable right now and you're still trying to tweak something or refine a certain data point, or you might double risk after just a few wins. If you're doing a prop firm challenge, then there are some situations where this actually does make sense. And if you need help passing your prop firm challenge, I have a link down in the comment section down below. I have a free newsletter which will help you do that, and I also have a free trade that I put out every single week. Something else that they do though is they're going to be chasing new setups every single time they lose because they don't really believe in the strategy that they have in place, or you're emotionally trading a system that's in beta, or you can't really scale something that you don't respect. So if you put a setup down or a strategy that you only tried a few times, then you don't really respect the setup itself. I think it was Bruce Lee that said that he fears the man not who practiced 10,000 kicks one time, but you need to find one kick and practice it 10,000 times. I once coached a trader, and this guy, it was just a couple of weeks ago actually, and this guy kept moving his stop loss every single time he put a trade in. He wasn't trading a system, and he was trading based off of emotions. Everything else was almost completely fine, but for some reason, he just kept moving his stop loss. And as soon as we fixed that and a couple of other things, um, he went from losing like a few $100s to making like consistent, almost $2,000 weeks. And this was over like long periods of time that he was doing this. So now, let's say that you have the system in place, you're consistent now, but how do you scale to the point to where you're making fuck you money, whatever that might be, is actually by your own discretion. What you're going to do is, first of all, don't continue from here if you don't think that you have everything else down. If you do, this is what you're going to do next. You're going to scale using prop firm leverage. You're going to use other people's capital, but we're going to be professional about the way that we do this. So retail accounts are going to cap you out really quickly. Prop firms themselves are leveraged for traders who actually are capable of managing their risks. So think about it like, let's say that you go to the gym or you're a bodybuilder. You need to use prop firms like supplements and not like your main source. So you're going to have nutrition that you're going to have to consume on a daily basis, but you don't want all of it to be supplements. You just want to use it like a tool to augment your trading. The goal itself isn't to actually be trading bigger, it's to be able to trade longer, because the longer that you can survive in the actual markets, the longer that you can be able to live to trade another day. If you lose and you don't focus on capital preservation, then you're not going to be able to make it in the long term. You pass one challenge, and then after you pass one, you're going to stack multiple using the income that you generated from the prop firm challenge that you passed the first time around. The game itself is not lottery, but it's going to be longevity, and this is especially true when you trade with prop firms. But when I passed my first $100,000 prop firm challenge, um, I realized, you don't really need to trade like 50 lots to grow. You just need to compound with clean, consistent setups that you can execute week after week. But there is one secret that I did discover, and it's kind of what separates traders who get rich from the ones who just wind up disappearing. And that's, you need to think not like a day trader, but like a business. So your edge itself is going to be a business model, and you need to treat it like it actually is a business model. It's not freedom in trading, it's a system itself that's going to buy you freedom. And you need to track performance, such as revenue and expenses, similar to how you would be able to track a business. And I have some really quick, easy shortcuts that can be able to help you do that. You need to understand risk too, like you're a chief financial officer or something inside of the business itself, and not like a gambler. If you don't understand these things, then you kind of are gambling in a sense. You need to automate whatever you can, and AI is going to be able to help you out a lot with this. And whatever you can't automate, you want to simplify everything. So it's as quick as just pressing a few buttons, and that's how easy trading needs to be. And you need to understand that you're not trying to be right in trading, you're just trying to get paid. So once I started treating trading like an actual business and not like trading, everything actually changed. My emotions kind of settled down, the results stabilized a lot, and the income became predictable. And that's the point to where you can actually end up quitting your 9 to 5, because you'll have actually predictable, reliable income sources. So if you actually want to build that kind of consistency, here's what we can do next. First of all, I really appreciate if you would hit the like button if it resonated with you, or if you think that I've provided value to you in some way. If you have any ideas or just any questions at all or help with anything, just go ahead and comment it down below, and I read every single person's comments. And I do appreciate every single one of you that leave a comment on the channel as well. But if you want to actually dive deeper into the training, or if you want free trade ideas, go ahead and join my free day trading newsletter. Every single week, I'm going to send out one high quality trade setup, and I'll have a few breakdowns on what's actually driving the market. So it's not like I'm just feeding you, but I'm actually teaching you to be able to be independent as a day trader itself. If you want to copy the trades, then I suppose you totally could do that, but you're kind of just relying on the trade setups itself. It's free, it's practical, and it'll make you better. So, in conclusion, we're gonna try our best to forego hype in trading and focus on trying to build actual, real, reliable structure. You're not going to chase emotion, but you're going to build edges in trading. You're going to think more like a business instead of a gambler, and this is actually the secret to becoming successful long term in day trading. So most day traders themselves, they do chase freedom quite a bit. The ones who get it are going to treat day trading